Next question. Does it matter how many hours per week this person works if they're going to be a counselor and they have someone over to their office in their home, but they only want to work 8 hours a week or take 2 clients a week or whatever it is? Does it have to be 20? Does it have to be 40? Can it be just be 1 and still qualify?
First thing is we have to, before we get to the exclusive, we could have theoretically exclusive use in your scenario, but we have to back up and start out with question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that person doing enough to be in a trade or business, which that says continuous and regular? I'm not talking about the office and home, but I've got to be doing more than, once in a while. In other words, is she in the trade or business? That's the first question. Am I in a trade or business? So, and there's no set number of hours. I mean, I could be seeing somebody for 1 hour and they're paying me $10,000 a session. I'm in a trade or business. Okay,
you're making income.
But here's what happens, and this is we're connecting back into it's got to be a trade or business. So let's say that person is doing consulting and they're seeing people 2 or 3 hours out of the week, but then they have a regular job out here.
Right.
Okay. There's no bright line here. There's no magic to this, but it's the fact, would a reasonable person, I always tell them, jury, that doesn't know anything about your business,
right,
would they believe you're doing enough that it is continuous, regular activity? So, and the thing about
it's a judgment.
It's a judgment. Now, one of the big indicators, are you making money at it? So if I'm doing an office and home and I'm making money at it, I'm probably in a trade or business. If I'm paying self-employment tax on it, I'm in a trade or business. But if I'm just, kind of halfway doing it, and that's the other thing we get down in the calculating of the office and the home, you can't create a loss from a trade or business with an office and home deduction. So when people hear that, first, the exclusive use becomes the big item. As long as you're in that trade or business. But then the next thing is the fact that if you're not making a profit, this office and home may not benefit you the way you might think it would be. So this whole thing kind of goes together. First, I'm in a trade or business. I'm self-employed. I'm the company. And then what happens is I'm making enough money. So the woman with the candles, she's able to pay for the cost of the candles and the shipping and the supplies and all that. And she still has a profit because office and home has limitations. You cannot in theory create a loss.
So it doesn't matter how many hours they put in a week. You just want to make sure that they're actually in a business and it's not a hobby.
Yes, they are. Yes, great. They're in a business. And, hobby's a whole nother test. We should do a session on it. There's a 9-point test that the Supreme Court looks at, and we can go down through that 9-point test. But when I'm teaching in the fall, I'm always doing a tax update. And when I'm on the road, I do one chapter that's on rulings and cases. And every year in rulings and cases, we have repeated cases of hobby. And we have repeated cases of office and home. And again, it's just use some common sense. Is it exclusive? Don't trip or trick the instructor. But the other thing, it's only on except for daycare, there's an exception. It's only on the square footage that is exclusive use. And then when you go to sell your home, which is a whole nother video, if you sell your home and use part of it for business, there are certain limitations there on the sale of a residence. So I always warn people there.